One of the worst financial mistakes that you could ever make, especially when you're in that build phase, when you're just trying to get yourself together, is loaning money to friends and family. Look, I get it. We always want to be the person that can be there to help our friends and our families that have been there for us for our entire lives. But the fact of the matter is, once you introduce money into the relationship, the whole dynamic changes. And I truly believe it is one of the top reasons why most people fall out, because you loan someone the money to get themselves right. Maybe they hit a rough spot. And then after that, the chances of them paying you back are usually slim to none, because in order for them to get the money to pay you back, they have to change the bad habits that they had that put them in that predicament to begin with. And that's likely not going to happen. Whenever I'm giving people financial advice, especially when it comes to loaning money, I usually say, don't let other people be reckless with their money and then want to come back and be responsible with your money. The same habits that got them into the situation that they're in are going to be the same habits that are going to prevent them from being able to pay you back as well. So you're just going to be another person that's on their creditor list that they just can't pay back. And that leads right into the next issue of what happens when you loan money to family and friends. It just becomes awkward. Anytime you go somewhere, especially if you see them spending money when they owe you money, you kind of just give them that kind of look like, you're out here living your best life, even though you owe me money, and it just becomes extremely awkward. Sometimes they might start avoiding you because they haven't paid you back, they haven't tried to pay you back, and it just really kills the whole dynamic of the relationship. I remember back in the day, I had this friend, and as of today, I wouldn't consider us to be friends. We didn't fall out or anything, but life just took us in different directions, and we just kind of fell out with each other. But I loaned him money, and he never paid me back. And I didn't really press him on the issue because it got a little awkward every time we were around each other, but I never really said anything and I didn't push the issue. But I just recall that he came to me a year later asking me to borrow money again, as if I forgot the first time that I loaned him money and he never paid me back. So after I got over the thought of that was some audacity right there to ask me for money when you already owe me money. But it really just got to the point where I started to understand that from their perspective, they didn't care. I owed that to them, right? I was obligated to help them out because I was doing a little bit better than them at that point in time. So that's another reason why you don't want to mix money with friends and family, because one, it'll be extremely awkward at times, especially if they're not paying you back and you have to see them, from time to time. And you just always have that thought in the back of your mind, like, they're out there living their best life, especially if they're taking trips or you see them going out and they owe you money. And then it really starts to build up some animosity inside of you towards that person. And then that also is going to ruin that relationship. And once you loan that money out, if there's ever any animosity that comes up from that, especially when it comes to family, then you become the bad guy. Because why do you need that money back? Why are you pressing them? Why are you making them feel awkward? You become the bad guy in this situation because you expect somebody to live up to their part of the deal, which is paying back the money that you loaned them. I'm sure that anybody that's watching this, if you're watching this video right now and you've loaned money to someone before, I can guarantee you that whenever you went to go back and ask about when you were going to be able to get paid back, it not only got awkward, but it almost seemed like they got upset with you because you were even asking them about the money. That happens all the time, right? I'm telling you, don't loan money to friends and family. And it's not because you're the bad guy. It's not because you're greedy. It's not because you're tight with your pockets. It's because the outcome usually is the same across the board. No matter your age, no matter your income bracket, it always ends the same way. I think one of the biggest things that get lost in translation whenever you're loaning money out is that it takes money out of your pocket that you could be using to help build yourself up, right? Maybe you have some investments that you wanted to invest in. Maybe you had that money earmarked to use to take a trip or to buy a gift for one of your kids, your significant other, whatever it is, whatever, it's your money, you can do whatever you want with it. But whenever you take that money out of your account, out of your pocket, and you give it to someone else, and the chances of it not coming back are high, then that's a financial loss that you have to take and that you have to endure as well. Now, that's not a lot when you're talking about a $5 or a $10 or a $15 loan or money that you give to someone because you're out and maybe they left their card at home. I'm not that ridiculous, but I'm saying if it's a couple $100, $500, $1,000, that's money that's coming out of your account that could be used to help level yourself up. So that's a missed opportunity cost because you no longer have that money. If I'm ever asked for money from family and friends, I handle it in one way. If the answer to the question is yes, then it is money that I'm just giving to them with no expectation on them giving that back to me. And I tell them that up front. This is not a loan. I'm giving you this money and there's no expectation for you to pay me back. I do that for several reasons. Number one, it takes out that awkward feeling that they may have whenever we run into each other, that they owe me money and they never pay me back. And two, I understand that I'm giving money to someone that I don't expect to get back, that I don't need, that I'm not gonna miss, it's not gonna hurt me. And I'm doing that in exchange to save the overall relationship. I'd rather have the relationship with friends and family and understand that I'm just giving you the money because you need it and I have it and I'm just gonna give it to you than to ruin the relationship. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the number one thing that you should not do with friends and family is to loan money, because I think that it usually ends up pretty bad. I don't think that there's a positive outcome whenever that happens. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. And if you have loaned money to friends and family in the past, what's been the outcome? Did you get paid back? Did it ruin a relationship? I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment down below and let me know.